Yeah, that's exactly what we were doing. We were setting up your iPhone. And setting up the iPhone, there may have been 20 or 30 questions I had to answer real quick. You probably overheard some of that. Mm-hmm. That 20 or 30 questions went through in probably 5 minutes or so. That was not the difficulty. The roadblock was that phone used to be owned by Tony's daughter. Her name is Emily. Mm-hmm. The reason I came
Am I going to find some embarrassing things in there?
No. But what I'm saying is, if I can borrow the butter, the reason I came to own the phone, but it was Mary's idea to, rather than sell it, just give it to you as a gift. And I thanked her for it. As soon as she said that, I'm like, actually, truth be told, I said, Mary, I was thinking of that. I was definitely thinking of that, but I said I first would have to convince Ron that this would be a good thing for him to have. Talking over the phone would be kind of hard to convince somebody of your skeptical nature, and I don't think you're a skeptical person. Honest to God, I do not feel that you're a skeptical person at all. You're a very open and enthusiastic, and you're the opposite of skeptical in almost every way. However, your frustrations with the new technology and the problems you've had, and I've had many of the same problems, so you don't really have to explain them. The passwords, every one of those things you listed, I've banged my head against the wall with the same exact problems, and if we could find a way around them, I could probably get rich. Maybe with Drew's help, but I'm glad that I came in person. Because I think I could have talked to her. I was blue in the face saying, Ron, you really got to get an iPhone. You really got to. But I think you would have been like, I don't see the point. It doesn't seem like it would do anything for me at all. But being able to sit here and show you, hey, look, it's got a flashlight. It's got a video camera. It's got this. It's got that. That's much more effective.
Getting the instrument is not the problem. Any more than getting that TV is the problem.
Setting it up, yeah. But once it's set up, using it is pretty easy. I just thought of an analogy, not that we don't need any more metaphors or analogies about this, but to build a house from scratch, to actually, where we come from, we do have basements. To figure out how to use a backhoe or a track hoe and put up the cement blocks and the foundation and the sewer pipes and the electrical and gas, natural gas. And for the average person, that would be difficult. Even if you gave them all the materials, they wouldn't even know where to start. But once you get that house built and set up, the average person would have no problem moving in, opening the refrigerator door, using the toilet, using the shower. I think that's what you're going to experience. And once it's set up, the setup process, I've been kind of going out of my way to not really bother you with it. I'm not saying, Ron, here's what we're doing. It doesn't matter what we're doing. Once it's done, it's a one-time deal. So you don't need to know how to do it because you'll most likely never ever have to do it.
You do realize, of course, that I will...
You kept right there. Let me grab the sugar.
That you will what?
Probably never use more than 1% of its capability, if that.
Well, here's the thing. A device as capable as the iPhone, thank you so much. A device as capable as the iPhone is something that even a gadget guy like myself, you're probably right. You probably won't use more than 1%, and I probably will never use more than 5% or 10% at the most. The other 90% of the features are great for some people, but if I don't have a use for the future, I'm not going to try to use it just so I can see I'm utilizing some feature that I have no interest in or no use for. But part of why I think Apple is so successful, they packed it full of so many features that they are, at least some of the features are useful for many people.
You probably escaped your serious attention.
What has?
when you pointed out to me how my phone is actually a speakerphone.
That is really useful for you, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, there's no doubt.
Right.
But do you know how long I've had that phone?
Is that the one you just got?
No.
Oh, that's the old one. So all this time you didn't know that it had a speakerphone,
That's right.
even though it's clearly depicted there. But you know that's the type of thing that is
It's clearly iconed there.
yeah, clearly icon. Now, had you done a YouTube tutorial on how to use that cordless phone, or read the instruction manual cover to cover, perhaps you would have known that. But that's yet another example of something that I'm intimately familiar with.
Only when all else has failed does one read the instruction.
I'm the same way. But here's the thing. I am intimately familiar with cordless phones because, as I told you, my small business, we had 16, this is while we're still operating from my home, we had 16 4-line cordless phones. Panasonic, line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, on each one of the 16 cordless phones. And that was while we were still in my house. That's before we moved into a 7,500 square foot office warehouse. So, the reason we had so many phones, we had very large full page, like double full page, full color yellow pages ads, so our phones were ringing off the hook. We weren't making any money because we hadn't yet realized that there's really not much profit in carpet cleaning unless you get very good at selling Scotch Guard and deodorizer and all kinds of other things that some people probably don't even want or need. But
Is there any butter left anywhere?
excuse me, could we get some more bread? We ate all the bread. Thank you.
Is there any butter left anywhere?
There's and butter. Butter too.
I take it there's no butter left?
There's a little bit. But I'm going to have to ask her to bring more. She was so much more friendly at the grocery store. She was extremely friendly. I think it's been a long day, so we have to cut her some slack. Do you remember us speaking to her? Do you remember speaking to her in the grocery store aisle?
Only vaguely.
Well, she said she uses an Android. She prefers the Android phone to the iPhone.
I have a vague recollection of that, yes.
She's bringing it right out.
Oh, and will she bring butter?
Yes, she will.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll switch out.
Oh, perfect.
There you
By the
go.
way, I don't know if she told you, we bumped into her at I forget if it was the Walmart or
I think we'll need
Oh,
some
nice.
Albertsons.
butter there.
I think I was telling her that my friend Ron here was partners with Steve Jobs. He created the first Apple logo.
Yes.
He wrote the
Want me to get that
contract.
over?
Come through.
He literally, if you read the foreword to his book, Adventures of an Apple Founder,
Okay.
the foreword is written by a guy you may have heard of, Steve Wozniak.
I have heard that name.
Yeah. Well, the three of them started Apple Computer.
Wow.
Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and Ron Wayne. But if you read the foreword to his book, Adventures of an Apple Founder, you'll see that it's Steve Wozniak who wrote a very glowing foreword, pointed out that when they were invited to Ron's house, Steve Jobs was so blown away by his diplomatic abilities because Steve Jobs could not get through to his friend Steve Wozniak that you can't sell these computer circuits on your own. This is the property of the company.
Yeah.
He couldn't get through to him. He asked Ron to talk to him. And he said, Ron, you're a good diplomat. Ron's definition of being a good, diplomacy, a good diplomat, is a diplomat is somebody who could tell you to go to hell in such a way that will make you look forward to the truth.
Right, right.
He does have a way with words.
So you're good with your words then, sir?
Oh, yes, I tried to be.
Hey, that's great. That's great.
So right away, once he got through in minutes something that Steve
Yeah.
Jobs was unable to do. So Steve Jobs jumped up and said, that's it, we're going to start a company. You're going to own 10%, the two of us will own 45 and 45,
Wow.
and the rest is history.
Wow, that's crazy.
And so, in that glowing foreword to his book, Adventures of an Apple Founder, Steve Wozniak said, Ron got up, walked across the room in his living room, went to the typewriter and wrote up a contract that all three of them signed.
Wow.
That contract, he sold it for $500
Wow.
after he was no longer with the company. But Apple becoming very famous,
Yeah.
that same contract sold for $1.3 million at Christmas.
Oh, man.
So,
Well, that's a great story to be able to tell people, though.
but
That's
Ron said he's
awesome.
always felt like the world is his sandbox. He would go and do around
Yeah.
the world, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But he has like no regrets, but he does say he does actually regret some.
Having sold that
Oh, I
contract for
bet. Oh my gosh,
$500.
to see how much it's
If he would
blown
have
up
hung on to it a
now.
little longer, he would have perhaps
Yes.
got the 1.3 million. Yeah.
Yes, but good, but what a good story. You got away with having a great story, though.
True.
Right. I get that, though, the kicker, I get that. Let me go put these down.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very nice. She is very nice. The other one was nice at the grocery store. And I do have a video of her in the night, which she seems nervous about. Well, I wasn't going around filming people. I was filming you. She happened to
Be there.
come and engage and speak to us about her preference for the Android versus the iPhone. She went on to say, I do have an Apple iPhone, and I do have an iPad, but she prefers the other. But she, if you remember, she said her boyfriend is just the opposite. He prefers the Apple products rather than the Android. And she went on to say, it's because she's used to it, which I said, well, there is a learning curve. Once you learn one, you tend to stick with it forever,
Yeah.
because if somebody gives you the other one, it's similar, but it's different enough that you're kind of like getting a new remote control for a new TV. You understand what it does, but it's like, why are all the buttons all scrambled around? As much as I love the show.
Yeah, I think the one irritating example of that, I had been on AutoCAD for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. And then I was out of engineering, and that was that. And I still had the old AutoCAD on my machine. And my old boss asked me to bid on a contract that had to do with a fire that took place in a valley between two mountains.
Wait a second. What took place in the valley between two mountains?
A fire had taken place in a valley between two mountains,
Okay.
having to do with the power lines. And he needed a model of that valley and mountain to present in a court case. And he was going to send me, or he did send me, the terrain information in AutoCAD. The only trouble was that it was a version of AutoCAD that was about 7 or 8 years more recent than mine. And I opened it up. And first of all, I told him I don't have that version of AutoCAD, so he got me
Okay, these plates, very, very hot, okay?
very good.
I just tried picking up one back there and I got a little surprised.
Okay.
Can I get you guys anything else right now?
Actually, go ahead, Ron. What were you saying?
I need nothing.
You need nothing,
I'm
okay?
wondering, well, I was going to ask for more bread, but I think, did you just bring that?
Yep,
Yeah,
I just
We
brought
have
it,
the
yep.
bread.
See how quick I was? I
What
did.
about, what about
Oh,
more?
yeah.
I'm using so much butter, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'll go get some more, no problem.
What else did I want to ask you? Could I get another water?
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Water?
Yes, please.
Absolutely.
So, anyway,
I'm waving. I was waving. I thought you were taking a picture. I was waving.
Oh, no, I wasn't taking pictures.
Oh, it looked like it was pointing right at us.
Looking at something on my phone.
Oh, okay. I was hoping you were taking our picture.
he got me a disc with a new system on it. One of these 30-day things. In other words, I could use that particular AutoCAD system
Right.
for 30 days and then it would shut down. And if
Because
I
it's an
really
expensive
wanted it-
program.
Yes.
It's expensive, yeah.
Yeah, and then if I wanted it after that, I'd have to buy it.
Hold
There you
that,
go.
hold that thought, Ron.
Here's some more butter.
Thank you. Oh, and one more water. Perfect. That's it.
You
Thank
okay? You guys enjoy.
Thank you.
I'll check back in. Is your steak okay? Cooked
Perfect,
right?
perfect,
Okay.
perfect. Yep.
Excellent.
Now, Ron,
Thank
hold
you,
that
bud.
thought. If I were to take, before I use the knife and fork, if I were to take a small piece of this and put it on your plate,
Oh, no, please
sure.
don't.
Okay.
No.
All right. Now, what were you saying about the disc and the thing and the 30 days? And
Anyway, I opened up the system. There are all these icons, lines, circles, triangles, reflections, all sorts of things on this AutoCAD program. And every single icon was different from my system.
you'll have that.
There's no reason for that.
I know it's frustrating for you. However, in the same way that Google has taken, I'm sure, enormous amounts of money to develop the Hey Google, and nothing works that good without them putting an enormous amount of time, energy, money, effort. Oh, could I get I don't know if there's a way you can heat I put so much cream in it that it gets cold, I don't know if
Yeah.
it could be heated up or if I could just get a new coffee or
Yeah, whatever you would like to do.
either we.
I can add some more coffee into that. I
Well,
can heat it up. I can bring another
Heating it
cup.
up is best because adding coffee, but if you could heat it up, that'd be great. And then you see I use so much.
Do you want me to add any more coffee before I heat it?
Sure, yeah.
Okay,
That's
I will do
perfect.
that.
Thank you. You're welcome. So my point,
Yeah, there's something called user-friendly.
right, and actually the Google, obviously because you've had no complaints about it, the Google box that you say, hey Google, is very user friendly.
Yes,
It didn't come with an instruction book, nor did you need it,
right.
because you could speak English and it can understand English, and the rest is history.
It appears to.
Now, the iPhone is way more expensive than the Google box, and it does, approximately 100,000 times more things, so it's more complex. But some of the features of the iPhone are every bit as user-friendly as the Google box. For example, the Hey Siri button. What time is it?
It's 8:08 p.m.
Just so that's what your iPhone will be able to do. In other words, the easiest way to really describe what Siri can do is think of everything you've ever asked, hey Google, and now realize that if you keep this iPhone in your pocket for the rest of your life, that it doesn't matter if you're sitting on the toilet or if you're in an automobile accident because somebody spun out of control.
You want to see if that's warm enough?
Oh, I'm sure it's perfect.
And there's some more cream.
I can feel it. It's perfect.
Okay. I
Perfect.
was trying not to spill it when I walked.
You did good. You did
Okay, thank you.
good. So that's really it in a nutshell. But that's not all the iPhone can do. That's just what Siri can do. Siri is the Hey Siri is. You said you already understood that Hey Siri is the equivalent of Hey Google. But now that you're going to have two of these very intelligent personal digital assistants, you'll have to remember the keyword, the open sesame keyword for which one. The other interesting thing might be if you really wanted to double check something or get a different twist on it. Think of it this way. Think of it this way. If this is the Hey Google box, hey Google, what's the population of Pahrump? Hey Siri, what's the population of Pahrump? We found out that the population of Nevada is basically 3 million. There might be a slight difference. The one might be slightly more updated information. And sometimes they're telling you what they'll say. As of the year 2011, Nevada had 3.1 million people. The one thing that I think you'll find useful of both the iPhone as well as your new Google Box, and when I say your new Google box, originally when we went to Walmart, the idea was that I would buy an additional $25 Google box, take the one that you thought might have a glitch to it, and return that. That glitch, which you said is getting less and less of a problem, might not have even been the hardware. It might have been some glitch with the Wi-Fi.
While I got you here, you can answer a question for me.
Okay. Of course.
Several times in the last couple of days, I called up music on Google. Music is playing, all of a sudden the music stops. A voice comes on and says, the music has ended because
It's been started at another device or too many simultaneous users. Yeah. The answer to that is it's becoming painfully obvious to me that somebody that I gave my password to, not you, because I know you wouldn't do such a thing, but my friend Joe Lechko probably, he might have given the password to his wife, actually his girlfriend. She might not have thought anything of it. She gave it to her girlfriend, who might have given it to some other girlfriend. And these companies, Spotify, Netflix, Spotify for audio music, Netflix for virtually every movie in the world, they are trying to make money. So, since they're charging you $10 a month in the case of Spotify, and I think closer to $15 a month if you have Netflix for, again, it has pretty much every movie ever recorded in the history of the whole known universe, pretty much, for the most part. And you're leasing access to that for $15 a month.
I am?
No, I'm saying if you become a user, what you are essentially doing is you are, you're paying $15 a month to access every single movie that has ever been recorded since the beginning of movies. I mean, almost every. I'm sure every once in a while, and every one out of a 10,000 movies that you request, you might see, well, we don't have that one for some reason. Very unusual, because it pretty much has them all. Pretty much has them all. Not bad for $15 a month, but what beats
Are you
15 bucks?
saying I don't need my video library anymore?
Well, I don't know that it would have Rachel Maddow. I think a lot of your videos are Rachel Maddow.
No.
Oh, I thought they do. Well, you have movies.
I have a bunch of Rachel Maddow.
Well-
when I was recording the Annex.
Well, just to give you an example, I actually don't have, I actually do have Netflix, but the easier way for me to demonstrate it would be a different way. I have Netflix in the same way that you have Spotify. Now, you're not paying for Spotify, but because I was so generous to allow you to use one of my 5 credentials, you actually do have Spotify for free because you're piggybacking on me. I can't give it out to everyone. You can only do 5.
Well,
Because,
apparently other people are using it.
well, because somebody that it was given to did something that I didn't want them to do. They give it to their neighbor and they give it to their neighbor. And there's a very simple way that I can make this all come grinding to an immediate halt. I just have to go into my account on a computer, because I don't think I could do it on an iPhone for some reason. And I just have to say, hey, I want to change my password. It's like changing the combination to your house or your safe. If you allowed whoever, let's say Scott and myself and Scott's mother, to have the combination to your safe in the garage, because maybe that's where you keep your extra potato chips, and you know that we like to enjoy potato chips. Well, if the 3 of us are going in there occasionally eating a few potato chips, that's fine, because you've given us permission and you have plenty of potato chips. But what if I give the password to your safe to some other guy, and the guy on the horse and the waitress, and at some point you might say, you know what? I don't want 50, 60, 70, 80 people coming and going from my garage taking my potato chips. So the answer is very simple. Change the lock com. Change the combination to your safe. And then if you want only Scott's mother and I to have access to those potato chips, then you probably will give us the new combination, but with a very stern warning. Listen, Scott. Listen, Scott's mom. Listen, Joe. One of you gave this password out when I told you not to. If it happens again, I'm going to revoke your privileges. There'll be no more potato chips for you. So you might say to me, Joe, you're a nice guy. You talk to all these people. And that's fine. But if you start giving out the password to my safe, what I told you not to, guess what? You're not going to have access to my safe anymore. Simple as that. And then if you change the password again, and then,
correct me if I'm wrong, you have acquired for me a new Google box, is that right?
yes,
And it responds to Hey Google, is that right?
exactly the same way. The only difference is it has a screen. It looks exactly like a small iPad.
Understood.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is that the old Google box is no longer,
No, you'll have both. And I would recommend leaving one of them exactly where you're used to having it, right there in your office. You could choose to leave the existing one that has only audio there, or if you choose, and you could flip-flop them, you could try it different ways. As soon as you plug it in, it powers up, so it's not like it's hardwired in and you can't move it. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, I have a feeling what I would recommend is take where your existing Google box is in the office, and very
Sorry, I
good,
didn't mean
very
to
good.
interrupt. Everything's still good? Okay. All right.
What I would recommend is, I know that you spend a lot of time in the office, and although you do occasionally go to the kitchen and make your coffee or your tea or heat up something in the
it's only a
microwave.
momentary
Yeah,
visit.
but if you take the existing Google box and just unplug it and just put it over there for a moment, replace it with the far superior Google box, which does have, for all practical purposes, a built-in iPad, so that when you say, tell me about Leonardo da Vinci, yes, it'll tell you he was a wonderful inventor. He, came up with the concept for the helicopter 500 years before, what's that Russian guy? You know what I'm saying. But the difference is now it will be showing you pictures of Leonardo da Vinci, pictures of his paintings. Anything you ask it, it'll give you a visual. If you say, hey, Google, what's the weather going to be like tomorrow? Let's say it's going to be one of those rare days. I think you only get a few a year, where it's going to be pouring rain. Well, in addition to you hearing the audio saying, hey, Ron, better bring your umbrella because it's going to be raining all day. In addition to that, you'll probably see, I imagine, a visual, not that you don't know what rain looks like, but it seems like I think you're always going to get a visual accompaniment to the audio. Now, remember when I said take your existing Google box and just set it aside for the moment. If you do take my recommendation, put the new and improved far superior Google box right there somewhere, and it doesn't even have to be down right where you have it. You might choose to have it right there next to your computer, because in essence it's kind of like a computer. It's a pretty capable thing. What additional things it does, I don't know, because I've never had one. I mean, I have the Alexa boxes, which are similar, but I've never had one with a screen. And I
Is
think
there an instruction sheet with it?
I don't think so, but like I showed you with the iPhone, you can just do this. Now that you are going to have an iPhone, or Essence already have one, we're just finishing up setting it up. Tutorial for Hey Google box. Heard it?
In today's video, we're going to unbox and set up the newest member of the Google Home family.
It's this easy. Now, I've never done this, but you saw that all I did is I verbally, not that we have to watch this now, I just wanted you to watch like at least 10 or 20 seconds of it to see you don't need a physical instruction box, because you can now get instructions on brain surgery. If you have any desire to maybe change professions and become a brain surgeon, you could learn anything just by putting it into.
Everybody, welcome to Tech with Brett, where I help tech work for you. And in today's video, we're going to dive in and show you the Google Home Mini and how you can get it all set up and exactly what it does. So first, this is the second Google Home device. Google Home is a voice-activated speaker that allows you to talk to Google and many different services just with your voice using the keywords, OK Google or Hey Google. In today's video, we're going to show you this new device, show you how to use it, and all the new additions that has come out to the Google Home and what you can do. So here on the side, we can just start with the keyword, then we can ask any question. What is the nearest flower shop? Call Jane's Flowers. Tell me about my day. You can now set reminders, and it will
So
alert you on the
basically,
Google Home.
you're gonna already know most of that because you have that device. But what if we were to ask a different question? I forget what it's called. Tutorial for Hey Google video. I don't know if that's technically the right name for it, but here it is.
If you just got a Google Assistant device like a Nest Mini or a Nest Hub and are
This is the
wondering
one you
what
got.
the heck do I actually do with the Google Assistant, or you just want to brush up on your Google Assistant skills, this is the video for you. In this video, I'm going to take you through all of the core main features of the Google Assistant, including music and media playback, smart home controls, recipes, reminders, lists, and of course, search queries, just to name a few things. So let's dive in. Now, the Google
Now,
Assistant is
when he said smart home controls, not that you want to spend more money on this, but you never know. Someday in the future, the prices keep coming down and down. It's getting to the point where you really can control almost every single thing in your house. It's almost to the point where you can say, hey, Google, flush the toilet for me. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I'm being serious. Hey, Google, adjust the thermostat down from 80 to 75 because it's getting a little warm in here. Okay, I have adjusted your thermostat from 80 down to 75. Is that okay, Ron? Yes, Google, thank you so much. Hey, Google, dim all my lights down. They're a little too bright. I've got a little bit of a headache and I would like you to dim the lights down about 10 or 20%. Okay, you said 10 or 20%, Ron. We've decided to compromise. We're gonna make it 15.